Okay, I have to show all my cue cards before the speech starts here, so I've got to display them. It's my introduction with thesis. There's my first point and a quote. There's another quote. Second point and its subpoints. And there's another quote from Kraser. Here is my third point and subpoints and my conclusion. 5 cards. There's back to the beginning. Okay. Okay. Alright, can my audience members maybe wave at the camera so that... Thank you. Okay, there's my 3 adult audience members. Okay, thank you all for coming tonight on behalf of Columbia College and Introductions to Communication class. Tonight I'd like to give my speech on the importance of educating young people about sexual abstinence before marriage. And so I'll be ready to start. Sexual abstinence is something that our teens and our young people need to learn about in today's society. They need to know that sex can be a wonderful thing inside the context of a marriage relationship. It's been my impression for a long time now that the extent at which sexual abstinence is included in the public school system tends to be a mere sentence at the end of the sex education chapter. It usually includes something like, and however, sexual abstinence is the best way to prevent sexual transmitted diseases in teenage pregnancy. This to me is absurd because the benefits of being sexually abstinent are very great, and as education has been such a great part of society in making the public aware of other things, other social entities such as racism or substance abuse or like drugs and smoking, even wearing seatbelts. Education has been so beneficial to these other things that sexual abstinence is another great thing that could be contributed to society, and nobody is talking about it. It's almost like as if there's some taboo that basically somebody out there thinks that teenagers are going to experiment anyway, and that nobody has the audacity to or the integrity to remain a virgin until marriage. And this is absolutely absurd. Therefore, educating teenagers about sexual abstinence is important for protecting their emotional, physical, and future well-being. First of all, I'd like to talk to you about how educating young people about sexual abstinence is important for their emotional well-being. It is well known that teenagers process emotions differently than do adults. Teenagers tend to have a more difficult time managing their emotions than adults do. And because sexual behavior is a highly emotional thing, and that teenage behavior is inconsistent, this brings on a tremendous amount of difficulty in processing the emotions of it. Tom and Judy Lacona and Associate Medical Doctor William Baldura say this, that teenagers who submit to sex before marriage are likely to experience lower self-esteem, lower self-respect, and fear of commitment and depression. Rector from the Heritage Foundation says that sexually active boys are 8 times more likely to attempt suicide than non-sexually active ones, and that sexually active girls are 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than those who do not engage. Secondly, I would like to talk to you about the physical well-being of educating young people about sexual abstinence. The Kraser Family Foundation says that 1 in 4 sexually active teens will will receive a sexually transmitted disease. This is due to a couple of reasons. Young people tend to have less access to health care and preventative means. Furthermore, a consequence of this could be teenage pregnancy, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, can be extremely detrimental. You know, my mom used to say that if you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And I think this is a great analogy to where teenagers can, when they experience the fire of engaging in sexual relations without a commitment, without a marriage, without a trust, that they can receive the scars from the burns of things that can affect them for the rest of their lives. Thirdly, and finally, I would like to explain to you how the importance of educating young people in sexual abstinence can be beneficial for their future well-being. Sexually abstinent students are more in control of their future for a couple of reasons. Let's take, for example, a teenage girl who becomes pregnant. At this point in her life, she is less likely to go to college. And because of that, she is less likely to receive a high-paid job. The cost of childcare can also keep her in poverty for quite a while, until at least that her children get old enough to go to school. But by then, maybe she's unmotivated to go to college. This is a terrible spiral that results in many young people who become pregnant at this age. Furthermore, remaining sexually abstinent helps you to manage your future better by choosing, because people who choose to be sexually abstinent, they focus the growth of their relationship with their partner in other ways, such as things that are habitual, things that are spiritual, things that are the qualities of the person rather than their physical relationship. They conclude that it's easy to have sex with anybody, but however, to live with somebody and to make a commitment with them and to trust them and to share your life with them, this is something that is much different. Furthermore, young people who choose to remain sexually abstinent before marriage are more likely to consider sex as something special and more significant in their lives, something that is such a significant part of human nature that they're able to share with people that they've grown to love and they've grown to trust. In conclusion, the benefits and the advantages of teaching sexual abstinence in education far outweigh not doing so. And as education has been beneficial in so many other aspects of society, it would be very beneficial for them for education to teach about sexual abstinence and the advantages thereof. Teaching about sexual abstinence and the advantages of it to young people can further help protect their emotional, their physical, and their future well-beings. And if we are able to do this, the contributions to society because of it will be nothing but positive. Thank you very much.